Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into a topic that is absolutely fundamental to our cognitive function and overall well-being: electrolytes. These aren't just for elite athletes. They are essential minerals that act as the electrical wiring for our bodies. Every thought you have, every signal your brain sends, relies on an electrical charge facilitated by electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and magnesium. They are the bedrock of cellular communication and energy production, directly influencing everything from your mood to your mental clarity and focus. The market is saturated with brightly colored sports drinks and powders promising instant hydration and a performance boost. However, a closer look at the labels often reveals a startling amount of sugar, artificial sweeteners, synthetic dyes, and other unnecessary additives that can actually work against your health goals. While these may have a time and a place under extreme physiological stress, for daily cognitive support, there is a much cleaner, more bioavailable, and frankly more intelligent source: whole foods. Nature has elegantly packaged these essential minerals in a matrix of fiber, vitamins, and phytonutrients that work synergistically. In this video, we're going to bypass the marketing hype and get back to the science. I'll break down the top 5 whole food sources for the key electrolytes your brain needs to thrive. We'll explore not just what to eat, but why these specific minerals are so critical for maintaining sharp focus, stable energy, and robust neural health. By the end, you'll have a practical food-based toolkit to electrify your cognitive performance, proving that the best pharmacy is often found in your own kitchen. Let's begin with sodium, a mineral that has been unfairly demonized over the years. When we talk about cognitive function, sodium is non-negotiable. It is the primary ion involved in generating action potentials, the electrical sparks that allow your neurons to fire and communicate with one another. Think of it as the on switch for your brain's signaling pathways. Without adequate sodium, the excitability of your neurons decreases, which can manifest as brain fog, lethargy, and a noticeable decline in mental processing speed. It is absolutely essential for maintaining the fluid balance both inside and outside of our cells, a process known as the sodium-potassium pump, which is critical for nerve impulse transmission. The key, of course, is sourcing your sodium intelligently, not from hyper-processed, nutrient-void foods. We're not advocating for a diet high in potato chips and canned soups. Instead, we want to focus on unrefined sources that provide sodium in its proper context. High-quality sea salt or Himalayan pink salt, for example, contain a broader spectrum of trace minerals compared to standard table salt. Adding a generous pinch to your water, especially after a workout or time in a sauna, can make a significant difference in hydration and mental alertness. This isn't just about taste, it's about providing the raw materials for optimal brain function. Incorporating sodium-rich whole foods is another excellent strategy. Fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, and genuine brine-cured pickles are fantastic sources. Not only do they provide sodium, but they also support gut health, which is intrinsically linked to brain health via the gut-brain axis. Another powerful option is a high-quality bone broth, simmered for hours to extract minerals. A warm cup of well-salted bone broth is not only comforting, but also a deeply nourishing way to replenish sodium and other electrolytes, directly supporting the electrical potential your brain needs to operate at its peak. Now, let's discuss the other half of that critical cellular battery: potassium. Sodium and potassium exist in a delicate dynamic balance. While sodium works primarily outside the cell to initiate the nerve impulse, potassium is concentrated inside the cell, and its role is to reset the neuron after it fires. It helps re-establish the resting membrane potential, making the neuron ready for the next signal. This constant exchange, the sodium-potassium pump, is one of the most energy-intensive processes in the body, consuming a significant portion of your brain's energy budget. An imbalance, particularly low potassium, can impair this entire system, leading to mental fatigue and difficulty concentrating. Many modern diets are notoriously low in potassium and excessively high in processed sodium, throwing this crucial ratio out of balance. This can lead to a state where your cells, including your neurons, struggle to maintain their proper electrical gradient, or what you might call their voltage. Ensuring you have sufficient potassium intake is one of the most effective ways to support this fundamental biological process. It helps to counterbalance the effects of sodium supports healthy blood pressure, which is vital for brain health, and ensures your neural network can fire and reset efficiently, paving the way for sustained mental endurance. Boosting your potassium intake through whole foods is surprisingly easy and delicious. Bananas are famous for their potassium content, but leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard are even more potent sources. An avocado contains more potassium than a banana and is also packed with healthy fats that support brain structure. Other excellent sources include sweet potatoes and regular potatoes, with the skin on, beans, lentils, and even salmon. A simple way to integrate more potassium is to make a smoothie with spinach, avocado, and a banana, or to have a side of roasted potatoes with your meal. This isn't about supplementation, it's about building a diet that naturally fuels your brain's electrical needs. If sodium is the on switch for your neurons, magnesium can be thought of as the off switch, or perhaps more accurately, the master regulator. It plays a profoundly calming role in the nervous system. Magnesium is a natural antagonist to the NMDA receptor, a key player in synaptic plasticity, learning, and memory. By sitting in this receptor without activating it, magnesium acts as a gatekeeper, preventing excessive stimulation from neurotransmitters like glutamate. This is crucial because overexcitation of neurons, or excitotoxicity, can be damaging and is linked to feelings of anxiety, stress, and an inability to focus. A deficiency in magnesium can leave this gate wide open, leading to a state of constant low-level neural noise. This can manifest as mental restlessness, irritability, and difficulty winding down or sleeping, all of which are detrimental to cognitive performance and long-term brain health. Furthermore, magnesium is a cofactor in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body, including those involved in the synthesis of ATP, the primary energy currency of our cells. Your brain is an energy-hungry organ, and without enough magnesium, its ability to produce the energy required for complex thought is compromised. It is absolutely essential for both calm focus and metabolic energy. Fortunately, nature provides us with many rich sources of this vital mineral. Dark, leafy greens like spinach and chard are powerhouses of magnesium. Nuts and seeds, particularly pumpkin seeds, almonds, and cashews, are excellent snackable options. A handful of pumpkin seeds can provide a significant portion of your daily magnesium needs. And for a truly enjoyable source, high-quality dark chocolate with 70% cacao or higher is a fantastic option, rich in both magnesium and beneficial flavonols that support blood flow to the brain. Incorporating these foods daily provides your brain with the tools it needs to stay calm, focused, and resilient. While we often associate calcium with bone health, its role in the brain is just as critical, acting as a primary messenger in a process called signal transduction. When a neuron is stimulated and an action potential travels down its axon, it reaches the synapse, the gap between neurons. For the signal to jump across that gap, calcium ions must flood into the presynaptic terminal. This influx of calcium is the direct trigger that causes vesicles filled with neurotransmitters like dopamine or serotonin to be released into the synapse, carrying the message to the next neuron. Without sufficient calcium, this entire process falters. Think of calcium as the final, essential step in the relay race of neural communication. If calcium isn't there to pass the baton, the message gets dropped. This can impact everything from muscle contraction commands to the complex processes of learning and memory formation, which rely on the precise and timely release of neurotransmitters. An imbalance in calcium signaling can disrupt the delicate coordination required for cognitive tasks, potentially leading to slower recall and difficulty forming new memories. Maintaining adequate calcium levels is therefore fundamental to ensuring your brain's communication network is running smoothly and efficiently. While dairy products like yogurt and kefir are well-known sources of bioavailable calcium, there are many excellent non-dairy options as well. Canned sardines and salmon, especially those with the soft, edible bones included, are exceptional sources, providing both calcium and brain-healthy omega-3 fatty acids. Fortified plant milks can be a good choice, but whole food sources are often superior. Leafy greens like kale and collard greens, as well as broccoli and almonds, also contain a good amount of calcium. A simple brain-boosting meal could be sardines on whole-grain toast or a bowl of plain Greek yogurt topped with berries and almonds, providing a synergistic blend of nutrients for optimal signaling. Our final electrolyte, chloride, is often overlooked but is fundamentally important for both direct and indirect brain function. It is the most abundant anion in the body and works in tandem with sodium to maintain proper fluid balance and cellular hydration, a state that is absolutely essential for cognitive performance. Even mild dehydration can lead to a measurable decrease in concentration, memory, and reaction time. Chloride helps regulate the osmotic pressure of our cells, ensuring they have the aqueous environment they need to function. It's a key component of the electro part of electrolytes, contributing to the overall electrical neutrality of our tissues. Beyond its role in hydration, chloride has another critical function. It is a primary component of hydrochloric acid in the stomach. Strong stomach acid is the first line of defense in our digestive process, necessary for breaking down proteins into their constituent amino acids. Why does this matter for the brain? Many neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine are synthesized from amino acids like tryptophan and tyrosine. If your digestion is impaired due to low stomach acid, you can't effectively extract these crucial building blocks from your food, which can directly impact mood, motivation, and cognitive function over time. Chloride is not a mineral we typically need to seek out with special effort, as it's almost always found alongside sodium. Therefore, any good source of sodium is also a good source of chloride. Unrefined sea salt is the most obvious source. Beyond that, whole foods like olives, tomatoes, celery, and lettuce contain notable amounts of chloride. Seaweed, such as nori or kelp, is another fantastic source that also provides iodine, another mineral critical for cognitive health. Including a side of olives with your meal, snacking on celery with hummus, or adding a sprinkle of seaweed flakes to your dishes are all simple ways to ensure you're getting enough of this unsung hero for hydration and digestion. As we've explored, supporting your brain's electrical potential doesn't require a complicated regimen of synthetic supplements. The most potent and intelligent way to fuel your mind is by turning to the whole foods that nature has provided. These foods offer electrolytes in a complex synergistic package that our bodies are designed to recognize and utilize efficiently. From the sodium in bone broth to the magnesium in pumpkin seeds, each mineral plays a distinct and vital role in how you think, feel, and perform. Making a conscious choice to prioritize these nutrient-dense foods over processed alternatives is a direct investment in your long-term cognitive health and vitality. I encourage you to start incorporating a variety of these foods into your daily routine. Don't just focus on one. The power lies in the balance and synergy between them all. A handful of almonds here, a side of roasted sweet potatoes there, a sprinkle of sea salt in your morning water. These small, consistent actions compound over time. They build a resilient neural foundation that supports sustained mental clarity, stable energy, and the ability to perform at your best, day in and day out. True cognitive enhancement begins on your plate, not in a brightly colored bottle. Remember that your brain is an electrical organ, and it runs on the fuel you provide it. You have the power to upgrade its performance with every meal, so eat for charge, think with clarity, perform with stability. Electrolytes aren't extras, they're electricity. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.